Hello everyone and welcome to Valamor Things. Feel free to follow me to see more of my content. Thank you and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Today we're playing one of the strangest decks I've ever played in my entire life. So basically this is a Samwise Gamgee combo with 5 different ways that we can combo off. So I'll try by explaining how we can combo off in this deck and all the combinations and how to do it. So before starting with the explanation, please subscribe to the channel and thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Back to us. The first way we have to combo is the first one that was chronologically released. So Samwise Gamgee plus Viscera Seer plus Cauldron Familiar. The plan here is to have Samwise, Viscera Seer, Cauldron Familiar all on the battlefield and 1 food token. First thing, we sacrifice to Viscera Seer's ability the Cauldron Familiar, putting that into the graveyard. Thanks to the food we previously had, perhaps generated with Samwise or Jilted Goose, won't matter. We sacrifice that food, we put Cauldron Familiar into the battlefield thanks to his ability, we generate a food thanks to Samwise's ability, and we drain the opponent for 1. We then proceed to sacrifice Cauldron Familiar once more to Viscera Seer ability, and so now Cauldron Familiar is once more in the graveyard. We get Cauldron Familiar back, sacrificing the food we just generated, and so on and so forth, draining the opponent infinitely if he doesn't respond. So the second way we have to combo is the same, but instead of Viscera Seer we have Warren Soultrader, which is a new Modern Horizon free card that says pay 1 life, sacrifice another creature, create a treasure token. So we're gonna sacrifice the Cauldron Familiar, create a treasure token, won't matter. Bring back the Cauldron Familiar, sacrificing the food we had into play. We generate the food thanks to Samwise Gamgee's ability. And we proceed to sacrifice the Cauldron once more, so on infinitely. So these are the 2 combos that involves Samwise Gamgee. Now we have 3 combos that involves Warren Soultrader. The first one is the Modern Horizon 3 combo. It's famous now, I guess. A deck using that made 8-1 in a recent challenge, winning it. So pretty decent combo. It's Warren Soultrader, Marionette Apprentice. So this thing says fabricate, and whenever another creature or artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, and by the way, treasure tokens, food tokens, servo tokens, all those things goes into the graveyard, even though they are tokens once they are sacrificed. Is put into a graveyard for the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life, so this thing also bypasses the 1 ring. And we sacrifice Gravecrawler. Even though we only have 1, we have Collected Company and Card of Calling, or I don't know, Birthing Ritual to find it, so we can do that pretty easily. By the way, we need to have Warren Soultrader, Marionette Apprentice on the battlefield, and the Gravecrawler into the graveyard, and something to sacrifice to Warren Soultrader ability, maybe even the Gravecrawler himself. And we need to have more than half my opponent's life. 1 more than half my opponent's life, because we're going to lose life in this loop. Not like the other ones, because Cauldron Familiar drains, and while Marionette Apprentice drains, but we won't gain life. So what do we do here? We have Warren Soultrader, Marionette Apprentice on the battlefield. We sacrifice the Gravecrawler to Warren Soultrader's ability. We drain the opponent for 1. We then sacrifice the treasure token we just created to bring back the Gravecrawler from the graveyard, because Warren Soultrader is zombie, goblin, and wizard. So Gravecrawler can come back from the graveyard. Once we sacrifice the treasure token, we drain the opponent for 1 once more. We play the Gravecrawler, we sacrifice it again, we generate a treasure token, we sacrifice the token, we bring back the Gravecrawler, and so on. Okay, this one is the 3rd combo we have into the deck, but now things are getting more interesting. The 4th combo is Warren Soultrader plus Academy Manufactor plus Cauldron Familiar. Not many people have seen this coming, but once we have these 3 guys into the battlefield, we can easily do this. So sacrifice Cauldron Familiar to Warren Soultrader ability, create a treasure token. But since we have Manufacturer on the battlefield, we're gonna create a food and a clue token too, instead of just the treasure. So we're gonna have a food, we can sacrifice the food, bring back the Cauldron Familiar, and start the loop once more. So it's very similar to how this works with Samwise Gamgee, but this time this will work with Academy Manufacturer. So pretty interesting, and not many people know about this. But the last one is even more interesting. The last one, the 5th, is Warren Soultrader plus Marionette Apprentice plus Chatterfang. So we can sacrifice any creature we have, so perhaps the servo we have, or any other creature that isn't Chatterfang, Soultrader, and Marionette Apprentice, to Warren Soultrader's ability. And what will happen? We're gonna create a treasure token and a squirrel. We're gonna sacrifice the squirrel token to Warren Soultrader's ability, generating 1 treasure and another squirrel, because yeah, if 1 or more tokens will be created under your control, those tokens plus that many 1/1 squirrel creature tokens are created instead. So once we create Warren Soultrader treasure token, we're gonna create a squirrel, okay? And we can sacrifice the squirrel to create a treasure token and get a squirrel, okay? While we do that, Marionette Apprentice is draining the opponent for 1. Every squirrel is sacrificed, so if we have just 1 life more than our opponent, we can win like this. But just to be sure, we can even sacrifice treasure tokens to generate random mana, okay? And just kill the opponent off with treasure tokens. So this was the 5th way to kill our opponent. How do we assemble this combo? We have 20 lands, 2 shifting woodlands. I wanted to try this. You know, maybe in the late game they can break Warren Soultrader or another combo piece. We can use a shifting woodland to copy that and combo off. Other than that, we have 4 Delighted Halflings, because it's the best ramp creator that stays out of Orcish Bowmasters, and the Gilded Goose, because it has the potential to generate food tokens, and it can be relevant in the late game. We have 1 Chthonian Nightmare, because this thing is broken when it comes to grab things that are in the graveyard consistently, especially in this deck where we can recurse Crawlers and Cauldron Familiars. And we have 2 Birthing Rituals. I'm not completely sold on this card, but it's a light collected company that we can do every turn. I mean, we can go collected, I don't know, turn 1 Halfling, turn 2 Ritual, sack the Halfling, grab, I don't know, Samwise, turn 3, I don't know, turn 3 Vishra Seer, Card of Calling, and win the game on the spot, perhaps. So Birthing Ritual is crucial, and you will see that in the league. Then we have Samwise, of course, Soultrader, Chatterfang, Academy Manufacturer, 4 collected companies. People have been telling me that collected company is way inferior to Card of Calling, so it's not worth including, but I've won so many games thanks to collected company. They keep on telling me it's too slow, but in the modern metagame today, opponent taps 4 mana for the 1 ring. Okay, end of turn collected company, and I win. Because I can bypass the 1 ring with Marionette Apprentice. So, and 2 Card of Callings because it's strong and can easily tutor up my Crawlers and Vishra Seer. But what do we have in the sideboard? We have 2 Fatal Push, 2 Break the Ice against, especially against mostly Eldrazi. Veil of Summer against discard spells or removals or counterspell or whatever. Reclamation Sage because hitting 1, I don't know, hitting a Saga out of a Birthing Ritual or a Card of Calling to target, I don't know, Leyline of the Void, you know, any hate piece that is an enchantment or an artifact is very relevant. 3 endurances because many decks interact with the graveyard and we want to stop that. Force of Vigor against Leyline of the Void and other hate pieces. Fulminator Mage against Eldrazi, and I just found out that Fulminator Mage Chthonian Nightmare is very, very, very good, and I should be exploiting this more in future videos. Haywire Might is also very, very good of a creature that we can find with Chord of Calling. So everything is set for us to start this league, and I can already tell you that it's gonna be interesting. So see you in a moment for match number 1. So here we are for game number 1, we are on the play. We have a pretty decent hand with some combo potential. And we start off with an easy Gilded Goose. Perhaps I should have started with Delighted Halfling. So I could have played Samwise out of Counterspell. My opponent has Island Preordained, so probably some Izzet stuff that I don't know about. Spreading Seas? Okay, that's some weird combination here. So we already had the opportunity to play Manufactor plus Chatterfang plus Crawler. And we have so many pressure on the battlefield already that it's almost already lethal. And opponent just conceded because he doesn't have a way to really deal with my board state. I had 8, 9, 11, 12, 14 damage this turn, and maybe more if I were to, I don't know, if I were to find some, I don't know, some other cards that could have drawn my opponent life. Well, by the way, that was easily lethal. So as you can see, if we are left unchecked for even 1 or 2 turns, it's soon over. We generate just too much value even without comboing off. But let's look into game number 2. So that was ridiculous. So let's take a look at the sideboard. I think I brought out the Crawler and 1 Birthing Ritual. And I brought in the Reclamation Sage. Also boarded out a Chord of Calling. I brought in a Reclamation Sage and 2 cards that I don't really remember. So I have opponent Burst Lightning into my Halfling. That's okay. Spreading Seas. I really need a land now. Land will be great. That's a Cauldron Familiar. Well, we can play the Chatterfang, I think. It will put more pressure into my opponent's face. So another Spreading Seas. Okay, so what's the point, opponent? What do you want to do? A boil? I don't know. So I really needed a land, so Gilded Goose was pointless at this point, and so I decided to scribe with Vishraseer, and I found a land. So I can perhaps sack the Vishraseer to Warren Soultrader's ability, generate a squirrel, and play a Collected Company on next turn. Yeah, I must do so because I don't have any more colored mana now. Ooh, oh, that's the point of my opponent deck. When he kickers something, he creates drakes. Well, okay, my opponent is swinging me, but that's pointless, I guess. I could have blocked the Bushwalker, but I don't know, I don't want to fall into, don't know, Gutshot? You never know. So, as I said, I sacked Vishraseer to create a treasure token. And I can now win on the spot because I have enough things to drain my opponent's life after an attack. So, yep, that's an easy win. We kinda comboed off with Chatterfang, Warren Soultrader, and Marionette Apprentice, as I was telling you. Yeah, I brought in Veil of Summer, was the card I brought in, by the way, Veil of Summer. And yeah, so at this point, as you can see, I can sacrifice the squirrels, generate a treasure, sacrifice treasure, do whatever I like with, you know, I could have even sacrificed all of these. Even the squirrel, 4 treasure, sack 4 treasure, Collected Company, 4 damage, 8 damage. So that was insane damage. This combination is insane. And we were down to 2 life, by the way. That was close. But yeah, on with match number 2, I guess. Here we are for match number 2. We are on the play again with another decent hand. Gilded Goose into probably Manufactor. Could be great. Opponent. Watery Grave. Fatal Push. Mishra's Bubble. Okay, opponent is Death Shadow. Or no, perhaps he's playing that Tamiyo strange stuff with that Assassin's Creed card. No, it's Death Shadow. Probably. So Halfling into the graveyard. And I can now try Soultrader directly. I don't know what's better. Yeah, Soultrader probably. Opponent is stuck on one land. And they just conceded because they were stuck on one land. They didn't find a land with Preordain. They could have resolved that. Maybe the third card was a land, but I think they were just tilted. I mean, yeah, one lander with Mishra's Bubble on the draw, you should find a land. I'm sorry, opponent. So, if I were to draw a land, I could have gone like Company and probably win on the spot, or just Manufactor pass the turn, or I don't know, Familiar, sack Familiar, make a treasure, Manufactor, sack the food, bring back the Familiar. Yeah, that was a line too. Well, easy. Let's take a look at game number 2. Game number 2. So I've seen enough to tell that my opponent is on Death Shadow. So Crawler out, Birthing Ritual, Card of Calling out, and I brought in Veil of Summers and another card that I won't remember right now. So yeah, Nethergoyf, push on the goose. Opponent with some decent pressure right now. I should have probably pushed that thing into my... spell on that thing into my turn to avoid counterspells. But yeah, I can bait a counterspell though. So I can play my things in my turn safely. Yeah, I just take 2 damage, I don't really care. So on Death Shadow, okay, it's not that much pressure. So Samwise. Samwise into Manufactor is kinda good. So I'm taking the damage after pushing the Death Shadow down to 10. Opponent only has 1 card in hand. And I bring the Dryad Arbor, triggering the Samwise, but I should have played probably Manufactor before doing that. But I don't know. So passing the turn, so here I can block, sack with the Soultrader, generate a treasure. Yeah, probably doing so. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. Yep, we get the treasure. We go down to 5. Another Death Shadow, and I think we can, yeah, we can win from here if opponent doesn't. Why is it Stern scolding the cat? Yep, that's GG. Yep, easy. So we were lucky that we top decked the cat. I mean, we have 3 in the deck, so not that hard to top deck one. But other than that, we could have gone like Manufactor, make generate a treasure, a food, and a clue. Break the clue, draw 1, see what happens. Sack the Halfling, make a treasure, make a food, make a clue. Break the clue, draw 1, see what happens. So we had plenty of possibilities. Opponent had no cards in hand. So that was an easy win because the opponent didn't have much interaction. I mean, just Fatal Push and the counterspell and a bunch of pressure, but not that much. Perhaps we even made a mistake, but that was a fast win. So 2-0 in this league, not bad. And that's the 3rd game against a Stellar Pup. So we mulligan, we keep this. We have Apprentice and Manufactor. We pass the turn, we probably want to scry. Oh, Tron. I'm really scared of Tron, but I have a pretty solid sideboard against Tron. That Fulminator Mage recurs with Chthonian Nightmare is insane. So they may have Tron on turn 3. Oh, but we have the combo. Yeah, next turn they are dead. Next turn they are dead. Trinisphere, don't really care. One ring, okay, they are dead. They are completely dead. So now you will witness the power of Marionette Apprentice. Yep. We go. Yeah, probably I made a mistake here. What? Oh, I made a huge mistake here. I haven't seen the line, the Card of Calling line. I made a huge mistake. This is a replay, so at the time I was playing, I haven't seen that Card of Calling win. And I don't know why I played the Manufactor. And opponent gas with Card of Calling on 3. But I have another Apprentice, so... Oh yeah, the Cauldron Familiar is enough. Yep, Cauldron Familiar is enough. But I had the win that turn. I had the win. So I was about to make a huge mistake. I'm sorry, guys. We still won, but I had a win one turn earlier. And I don't know, all his dust could have ruined the entire game. So I had a win. And also I should play at instant speed because this thing all gas out at instant speed. So I made a few mistakes. Well, I'm brand new with this deck, 5 different ways to combo off. It's not that easy to play. By the way, we still managed to win, so that's GG. Game number 2. Game number 2, and the sideboard is... Yep. Cauldron out, pushes out, 1 Birthing out, Card of Calling out, 1 Collected Company out, 1 Alfling out, and Fulminator Mage, Break the Ice, Haywire Might, Reclamation Sage in. So opponent is Chalice on 1. Okay, well, I don't think I really care about a Chalice on 1. I mean, I had the combo. Trinisphere, I don't give a shit about that. So I can put my Cauldron Familiar into the graveyard. But I think I'm better off just playing Fulminator Mage and killing my opponent's lands. So we have a decent amount of pressure right now. It's 5 damage per turn. Okay, Karn. My opponent grabbed the 1 ring. I don't care about that. Do we have a win now? Yes, we do. Yep, we have a win. Opponent can't do much now. So as you can see, okay, now we have the win. I played the Cauldron Familiar into the Chalice. Cauldron Familiar was countered. I bring back Cauldron Familiar with a food token, and we easily won like that. So I forced the Cauldron Familiar into the Chalice to get it countered, because I could have brought him back with a food token, and that's what I did, and then I comboed off in the old-fashioned way with Samwise, Warren Soultrader, and Cauldron Familiar. And also Marionette Apprentice. I don't know, yeah, I needed to sacrifice something in order to be able to do so, so I sacrificed Marionette Apprentice to be able to combo off this way, and also play the Cauldron Familiar at 3 mana. And yep, that's an easy win against Tron. We are 3-0 in this league, and doesn't even feel like my opponent has a chance at all. This deck is feeling unbeatable, but maybe I'm just very lucky with matchups. Well, 3-0 in this league, let's get on. Okay, 4th match of the day. We had a 1-lander, but I almost never keep 1-landers. We are on the play again. Pretty damn lucky today. Delighted Alfling, perhaps into Manufactor. Opponent Botanical Sanctum Preordain. What? Okay. What is Botanical Sanctum? What deck plays Botanical Sanctum? So I go Birthing Ritual instead of Manufactor because it's just too strong. And we put a Samwise into the battlefield. So next turn would be nuts. We can go Manufacture plus Cauldron Familiar. Hello, what? Okay. Neoform. Okay, well, that's insane. Okay, sure. Opponent has a ton of cards in his hands. So can I win with a proper collected company? Yep, I can. Let's hope opponent doesn't have an answer. Yes, I can. Let's hope opponent doesn't have an answer. So I don't really think they have an answer to this, because they can just sacrifice things in response and they just die. Oh my gosh, that was close. My opponent had a turn 2 combo. Griselbrand plus Allosaurus Rider. Wow. Let's take a look at my opponent's graveyard. Wow. That was explosive. Well, that's GG. So, opponent. Sideboard. I don't really think I have anything to sideboard in against my opponent, and I don't think I sideboarded in anything. Opponent Zuran Orb. What? By the way, we have one hell of a hand here. Opponent is not that fast. Double Manufactor, but we go Familiar, Birthing Ritual as we did before. We sack the Familiar, we grab another Gamgee. I've already seen this path. I think I can probably win from here with a Chord of Calling for Viscera here. I haven't saw that line once more. So since it's instant speed, I'm just waiting for my opponent to tap out and play the Chord of Calling, probably, since it's instant speed. So whenever my opponent taps for something, I just combo off. Nah, I just do that now. I could have just grabbed the Viscera Seer though. I'm sorry for my opponent. But it's not always Sunday, as we say here in southern Switzerland. Non è sempre domenica, as we say. Or it's not always Christmas, meaning that you're not always lucky and happy. But we are, because that's a 4-0 in this goddamn league. It's a 4-0. We're fighting for the trophy. It has been ages since the last time we were fighting for a trophy. Insane. So, yeah, we fought like 2 meme decks, that Izzet thing and this Neoform, while we faced Dimir Shadow and Eldrazi that are more serious decks. Yeah, for all, let's take a look at the last match. Let's grab this trophy. So this hand is great, but oh no, oh god, no. No, not meal. Oh god, no. Oh gosh. How do they start? Like, always with crab plus fetch land. That's just insane. Apprentice, okay. Sure, Fractured Sanity. Do they have double? Yes, they do. Double crab, sure, trigger. And I'm already half gone. They have Drown in the lock. They have it. They just have it. Yep, they do. Okay. Field of Ruin? Sure. We got Shadowfang, Resolves, Dryad Arbor because I don't have any more lands to fetch for. Field of Ruin, sure. Another Fractured Sanity, sure. 15 lands in my deck. Tasha, Jace, and that's GG. Yahoo! So, how can mill be so fast? I mean, maybe it's my deck that does nothing, but drowning the lock, that's all they needed to stop me. Okay. I'm feeling like we won't grab this trophy, guys. Exactly why is mill all over the place lately? I mean, I played mill once and it didn't felt that great. So they have the crab always. But that's okay. Manufacturer. Archive trap. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, surgical. Oh gosh. On the Soultrader. That's a nice start. Oboro, sure. What do we have in the sideboard, by the way? A lot of things out and a few things in, such as Veil of Summers. So we draw a card. We grab the Cauldron Familiar from the graveyard. We go another Cauldron Familiar. And it's no point in attacking. I'm already down to 30 cards in my deck. 28. Collected Company, not bad. But I want to be sure that I can resolve that. We can even win with the right company. Okay, so right now I'm gonna play Company. Samwise, Gravecrawler, yeah. We needed the Viscerous here, but I think I brought that out. Yeah, of course I brought it out. I should never bring out neither Gravecrawler or Viscerous here. They're too important in case something happens to the Soultrader. That is on me. That is on me. So opponent hasn't won yet. We have a decent amount of pressure on the battlefield in another company. Okay, 18 cards. Tasha, 5 cards. 5 cards. Company. Only Dryad and 2 Veil of Summers left on the bottom of the deck. How is that even possible? Okay. This defeat humbled me a lot. GG to my opponent. Well played. Well played. Mill is strong against my deck. Or perhaps, yeah, I brought in even Endurances, as you can see. But of course they exiled it with Tasha and they milled that away. Of course. Well, I was a bit unlucky, but that's it. Okay, guys, let's talk about this deck in the wrap-up. These matches were nuts. And I was so happy I played this league because that was so much fun. So what can I say about this deck? It's the last one in the budget series, because this deck is around, it doesn't have bow masses, so it's around 120 ticks, I guess, or something like that. And for a budget deck that you can rent via, I don't know, mana traders for like $3 a week or something, less than $12 a month to play with this deck. And that was really good. So we can combo off in many different ways. We don't even need to combo off sometimes. We can just take advantage of Marionette Apprentice and our clock to put pressure on the opponent. Is this a competitive deck? Probably not. Will I bring this deck to an FNM or, I don't know, local game store tournament or something? Probably yes, because it's aesthetically pleasant and many cards that I love, such as Collected Company and Shadowfang, Manufacturer. Also Soultrader and Marionette Apprentice are quite powerful cards. So what kind of improvements can we do to the deck? I will probably cut one company for one Chthonian Nightmare, and I will probably, I don't know, cut one familiar for one card of Calling, and that's it. And in the sideboard I can probably cut one Endurance and put one Emrakul because mill is a thing. Other than that, I'm pretty decently happy with my sideboard. Not many occasions to play Force of Vigor, but that's a pretty good card. And yeah, that's it for today, guys, and thank you so much for watching. Many news coming into this channel. And yeah, if you like my videos, just subscribe and let me know in the comments what you think about this video. See you in the next one and have a nice day. Goodbye.